What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out. This is my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, it seems that this is a departure from the usual scuttle, Sony crying, blah, blah, blah. We're not gonna do that today. Today is about Justin Roiland. Now, I like Justin Roiland. I like his brand of comedy. He's funny. He's a funny writer. Some people are like, oh, he's so annoying and he made the voice. I like him. Rick and Morty. I gotta watch the Cosby houses or multiple Cosby. I forgot what it's called, but I was like, what? House of Cosby's or something? I was like, what is that? That was like what he did before Rick and Morty. He did a lot of stuff, basically. But anyway, he was on Kind of Funny. I don't exactly know when it happened, but I listened to it today. And he said that he wants Nintendo to make a VR headset. And they were talking about, oh, the PSVR 2 is coming out, blah, blah, blah. And then the first thing he said was, oh, yeah, I'm going to get it and stuff, but it's tethered. And that's the main complaint that I've said about VR this whole time. That's why I don't care to have a VR headset if it is tethered. The tether is the handicap. The tether is the thing that holds VR back from being VR. Right now it's in kindergarten. It's got training wheels on. Once VR gets good and is wireless, untethered, like if the PSVR 2 had the same specs, same quality and everything, no wire, that's what we're talking. That's what's up. Then they'll blow up the spot and they'll be number one. And well, maybe not. The price is still higher than competitors. But anyway, that's the problem. And so that's the problem. Justin Roiland said the same thing. He said it's tethered. He said it in his way, and it's like, and he was like, yeah, MetaQuest 2, that's the way to go. You pick it up, you throw it in your bag, you go to your friend's house, boop, boop, beep, beep. That's the future of VR, not tethered. So Sony's like, yeah, we made it real good. It's like, yeah, it's better. But, from what it was, which was hot trash garbage, it was Fisher Price VR. The PlayStation VR, the first one, PSVR, number 1.0, hot trash garbage. Even when it came out, it wasn't the best. Jeff Gershman played with it. He's like, I watched him do it live. He was like, I gotta take a break. I'm gonna get sick. He was getting motion sickness because it's trash, high trash, garbage trash. But anyway, so he went in, because he made that game, Grover Saves the Universe or something like that. It was a VR game, and he's like, he's into VR. He made a game, VR. And you notice the game that he just put out, which is High on Life, not a VR game. Is that telling? Yes, it is, because many VR developers have abandoned ship. They said, nah, B, we not making no money. We out. We gotta make some money because there's no install base, super niche. And the fact that PlayStation VR 2 is not backwards compatible, it's like they're killing their own boutique industry. They're not making it easy for them to succeed, or developers to be like, ooh, it's gonna be cool because all our old games are just working. Nope. They have to go back and make them work. Anyway, so Justin Roiland, he was going and he was like, yeah, man, you can have the Switch, whatever, and you can have the Joy-Cons, and then you sell little goggles. You put the goggles on, you grab the Joy-Cons, and you're good to go. I was listening to him. I was like, that's not not a very horrible idea. It's not that bad of an idea when you look at it. Like, oh, you can sell just the headset because you already have the Joy-Cons, right? So you just a headset for how much? $199? Yeah, because everybody else is $400, $500. So $199, you just get the goggles, right? And it's basically a Switch Lite, power-wise. So that would work, right? I guess. Sure, maybe. I mean, they did it with the what was that cardboard that cardboard stuff that they were doing. I can't even remember what that stuff was called. So goofy. Nintendo, they so foolish. But you know, you look at someone like Justin Roiland. He's a predominant writer, comedy dude, making fabulous content for all of us to ingest. You know, I appreciate people of our species like Justin Roiland because they give me hope. And the nihilist that grows stronger inside of me sees a guy like Justin Roiland and say, okay, it's not that bad yet. It's not that bad. So when people like him say stuff, you know, when they have ideas, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you a little bit more because you inspire people. You entertain people. You inspire people by your humor. Cause like you look at like Rick and Morty, I'm not even like an inch into Rick and Morty. Like I've seen maybe a half of a season of Rick and Morty. But I kept watching like the breakdowns and all that stuff, and they say, okay, this is how it happened. This is the evil Rick and evil Morty and all the Rick Sanchez's. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. How does he keep all of this? There has to be a Rick and Morty Bible, obviously. But anyway, this ain't about Rick and Morty. It's about Justin Roiland and Nintendo making a VR helmet and how he described it. And so, going back to that, is it possible that they do it? Probably not, because they like to make money. But the thing about it is, if they could make a device, if they could make a VR headset that is affordable and they could profit on the sales, then I would say that they probably would make it. You know, they're not going to make something that they're losing money on. That's not how they work. They haven't worked like that in a while. So they make an underpowered headset, you know, but they know how to make their own software for these lower powered systems, so it's okay. I don't see there being an issue, but once again, it's about demand. And the demand for VR, although VR is a cool technology, I like it. I like the idea of it. It's futuristic and stuff. But right now, like I said, we in romper room. We got training wheels. This is the beginnings of VR. Not even close. Like when I have glasses like this, and I can just go like boop, beep, VR turns on, then that's what's up. You know, nice and light, non-intrusive, non-sweaty on your eyeballs. You know, maybe it's more akin to AR, but you know, something can be done. So they have actual VR heads, glasses almost, that are lighter, smaller, you know, more efficient and stuff. So it's all about miniaturization when it comes to that stuff. So, and if you look at the design of VR headsets today, they have not changed that much since the 1990s. They're pretty much the same. They have gotten smaller and lighter, yes, but it's a big block of crap that you put on your eyeballs, and you block out all the light, and you're looking into the two screens. That's the same thing that happened 30 years ago. Why is the technology taking so long to advance? To 30 years should be enough time for, hey, let's evolve this design. Let's make it way better. Not like, oh, it's lighter and smaller. I mean, yeah, sure, that's a given. But 30 years really and nothing? You know, given they haven't been working on it for 30 years? Still, I think it can be better. And it will be better. And that's what Microsoft is kind of waiting for. They're waiting for it to be A, wireless, and B, the wireless technology be so good and so fast and so strong that the latency won't be affected, basically. And I think their cloud technology will help in that too, because they're streaming data. It's basically that's all this is, streaming data to a device, right? So whether the device be a stereoscopic goggles, which is what VR is, or just a phone or your TV, your Samsung TV, is all the same. It's all that same technology underlying. So, except I think VR is I don't want to say easier, but I think it would have less latency in that it's a local stream, or it can be a local stream, and it doesn't have to be like across the internet or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, I'm no freaking technological genius over here. I'm not even close, but I have a couple of general ideas about how stuff works. I mean, let me know. Just a quick one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, can Nintendo pull it off? Do you think they would? And I mean, I would imagine that Switch Pro would be the first thing to come out, but they could repurpose the Switch Lite technology and use that as like the basis for the where there's Switch VR, what they're gonna call it, the headset itself. I would say I would be against them just making a plastic thing that they put the Switch guts into. I don't know if that's such a good idea, although it is possible for that to be the way that they go. But I don't know if that will be such a well, I don't know, that might work actually, you know? I mean, it does work on phones, but would it be a compelling experience, or would it just be kind of a throwaway toy type of peripheral, because it's just basically a plastic goggle thing that you throw on with lenses in it, you know? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You know, is Nintendo down the clown in the VR space for real? You know, when will Microsoft actually jump in? You know, that's one question I've been asking for a minute. I'm not wanting for it. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I need Microsoft, I need the Xbox VR. I don't. I really don't. But you know, as time goes on and technology gets better, you know, chips get smaller, chips get faster, chips get cheaper, then I would say, you know, the possibilities of it coming out is definitely something that would interest me, only if the right you know, software is available for it as well. That's the one thing. There is some good stuff. I guess the Resident Evil games are pretty good, but you know, I mean, bespoke, you know, like Half-Life Alyx type of thing, where they really utilize the technology, or they find a way within the API to just be like, every game is going to be VR, or can be VR, kind of like the music industry, the movies, where they just shoot a movie and then they do post 3D on it. If you want the movie to be 3D, they do post work on it, so they can make any movie 3D, 2D movie 3D, which is cool. So maybe something like that they can do. Yeah, but once again, you know, last thing. There needs to be a demand for it, and right now there's no demand for it. And Sony, once again, like my last video, so I said that Sony is running the gaming industry. The fact that they didn't make PSVR 2 backwards compatible with PSVR 1 is an indication as to they don't give a damn. They are making it harder for everyone, for devs, for previous owners of VR, to keep going. It seems like they don't want the VR section or segment to grow, because they're literally sabotaging it themselves, for themselves, by themselves. In a bubble, Sony is ruining their own market. And I'm like, oh, why would you do that? It's so, and yes, it's hard, right? It's hard to be like, oh, you know, we can't just, you know, flip a switch and make all the old PSVR games work on the new VR2 because of the different tracking systems. And I'm like, well, yes, it's going to be hard, but you put in the work to make it work so that all your loyal customers aren't being screwed. Okay? You know, Microsoft didn't have to do all this backwards compatibility stuff for free. They didn't charge us as Xbox gamers, Xbox ecosystem people. They didn't charge us for, oh, you got the old game, you got to pay $10 in order to play it on your new system. They didn't say that. They could have. They'd be like, yeah, it unlocks the digital version. That's what it does. It unlocks the digital version of said game, old game, and you just download it from the store and you play that. You're not playing anything off the disc. This is just a key. So Sony could have done that. They could have said, okay, we're going to build an API that turns PSVR 1 games to compatible PSVR 2 games. We're going to eat the cost, however much it costs to develop that system. We'll do all the games. We'll go through all the games, because they're not making any more PSVR 1 games, so they could literally go through the list and make all the games work, they have permission from the third-party creators, or all their first-party stuff, whatever. They can make it happen. It's not impossible. It's not something they cannot do. It's something they will not do, because it's not, it's not adjacent. It's not proactive to their bottom line, which is making the money. That's costing them money. It would be pro-consumer, but they don't care about the consumers. They care about the money more than consumers, and this is what happens. So, but anyway, I said it was gonna be short, and I lied. I'm sorry. I apologize. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Is a Nintendo VR system possible? Of course it is. Will it happen? Who knows? Is PSVR 2 just a waste of time? Given the circumstances, we'll see. Yeah, let me know what you think, and I appreciate you guys. For real, I do. And I'll see you on the next one.